Hey Year 10, welcome to an exciting day, a day where we get to do some more maths. Today we're going to cover finding equations of lines. So let's just go over some of the things that we have covered in the past. First of all, the formula for the equation of a line that they teach us in Year 9 to use is y equals mx plus b, and remember m stands for the gradient or also the slope, which talks about how steep a line is, and b is the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. Now I also showed you a slightly different formula last year. Y minus y1 equals m bracket x take x1. x1 and y1 are the points, the x value and the y value of the one point that we know. Not the points, the one point we know. And m is also the gradient. Now, we could also, if we're given 2 points only, we could use those 2 points in the gradient formula to find the gradient, and then we can use the equation of a line formula to find the equation of a line. A couple of things we need to be aware of. The term collinear. Collinear points are just points that lie on the same line. So here's an example of some collinear points because we have a line, and A, B, and C are collinear because they lie on the same line. And if we just looked at the bit going from A to B, the gradient of that line would be the same as the gradient of the line going from B to C. They have the same gradient and they're connected, they have the same point at B. Righto, let's try our first example. The first example says find the gradient of the line through our 2 points. Well, this is our first point, so that's the x value of point 1 and the y value of point 1. The second point, the x value of point 2, the y value of point 2. Here's our formula. So we put in, where we see y2, we put in -2. Where we see y1, the y value of point 1 is 6. The x value of the second point is 3. And the x value of the first point is -1. So we put those values in. And remember, the formula has minus signs. So especially on the bottom, we've got to be careful because x2 take x1 becomes 3 take -1. And 2 minuses are a plus. Anyway, you can put that into your calculator and it'll take it straight down to -2. So the gradient of the line joining those 2 points is -2. Now, you don't have to do anything else. You're finished. That's it. But I just want to show you what it looks like if you graph it. There's -1, 6, left 1 up 6, right 3 down 2. If we join them, we could actually create a triangle and figure out the rise and the run. There's 8 squares there, there's 4 squares there. Rise over run is 8 over 4, which is 2. It's going downhill, so the gradient is -2. But we prefer not to draw the graph if we don't have to. So let's try our second example. Find the equation of the following straight line. Now this doesn't say to find the gradient, it says to find the equation. Now I know where this line touches the y-axis. Well, that means I'm going to use the easier formula. But first let's find the gradient. So I've got 2 points. If I draw my right angle triangle in, how far or what length or what distance is this rise? Now this point was at 0, 1. This one's out 3, up 16. So this point's up 1 and this one's up 16. From 1 to 16 is a distance of 15. This one's at 0, 1. This point here is across 3 and up 16. So if you're at 0 here, you go across 3, your run is 3. The gradient's the rise over the run, which is 15 over 3, and it's positive because it's going uphill, so the gradient's 5. Now I know the y-intercept is here, it's 0, 1, so the y-intercept is b equals 1. Remember, b stands for y-intercept. We use our formula for the equation of a line, which is y equals mx plus b, and we get y equals 5x plus 1. Let's try our next example. Find the equation of the line passing through 2 points. Well, we've got 2 points, so that's going to be x1 and y1 because they're the x and y values of the first point, x2 and y2 because they're the x and y values of the second point. Here's our gradient formula. So we put the numbers in, we end up with our gradient being 3. Once you've put the numbers in, we can now use our slightly more complicated formula. Y take y1 equals m, x take x1. Now we know m, we figured it out here. We know x1 and y1 because we've been using them already as x1 and y1. So it becomes y take away minus 3 equals m, which is 3 bracket x take away 2. Now 2 minuses make a plus, and we're going to times this bracket out. So when we times the bracket out, 3 times x, 3x, 3 times minus 2, minus 6. Now we'll take away 3 to both sides, and there's the answer. There's the equation of our line. So that's the process when we're given 2 points. Well, time for you to try example 4. Find the equation of the line with a gradient of -4 and a y-intercept of at 0, 2. Now, if the gradient's -4, well, we know m. If the y-intercept is at 0, 2, that means b is 2. Well, we've got a formula, y equals mx plus b, so y equals -4x plus 2. Finished. You use this formula if you know the y-intercept. You use the y take y1 equals m bracket x take x1 if you don't know where the line touches the y-axis. Time for you to try some questions. Enjoy! After all, it's maths, isn't it? And maths is fun.